evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Premier League Prediction Show. I am your host. Tonight, I'm known as Sweary Phil. If anybody watched some of the shows earlier on in the week, you would have seen me swearing my rear end off, particularly on the Sunday show about the Nottingham Forest Liverpool match. So that is where that comes from. But tonight I have got three fantastic panelists with me. I've got Birchie for Leeds. How are we doing, Birchie?
I'm not doing bad, Phil. How about yourself?
Yeah, it'd be even better if these boys had won over the weekend, but never mind. Talking of these boys not winning over the weekend, I have my esteemed rival here, which is GH. How are we doing, kid?
I'm all right, yeah. I can't complain. Managed to just about get the win.
Yeah, just about. And sat there at the bottom, a little bit like Nottingham Forest are in the league at the minute, is the predicted going down this season Tottenham Hotspur, that is Lukey. How are we doing, mate?
Tottenham? Tom, I want to talk about Dorking.
You want to...
Your voice has changed a little bit. Tom, your voice has changed and you've had a bit of a touch-up.
If you look at the screen, mate, it does say Premier League Predictions League. Sorry, mate. Dorking Wanderers have got a while before they get into the Premier League.
That's for Sunday only.
I love it. Love it at all. There we go. Man, Tottenham Hotspur shirt on. Wearing it proud. That's just how we love.
Indeed.
So we've got lots of people watching already. Only 2 minutes into the show. Keep on coming in. The show runs nice and simple. We have a bit of a chat about last week's games, fallouts, arguments, and so on and so forth. And then we move on to this coming week's worth of games. They are our predictions for the Premier League this weekend. This show, though, can only run successfully with its fans. And what we are asking for is our fans to message in with any questions for our pundits, or if they just want to get involved and let us know what their predictions for next week's games or this weekend's games are, that would be fantastic. Already, straight on it, we have got evening, lads, and Lady GH. You're known as Lady GH now.
Wow. I see how it is.
Thanks for coming in and thanks for messaging in, John. Again, everybody else, keep those messages coming in. That would be fantastic. So, it's Wednesday, means we jump straight in on last weekend's game action, which, if I was organised and could sort myself out properly, I would have them in front of me. But guess what? I haven't. So, last week was game week 27. I know on the FPL, a few people playing triple captains, maybe the odd bench boost going off on game week 27. And they went as follows. And we're going to start with Saturday's first game, which was third place Aston Villa against, let's say, a worse struggling side of Leeds United. Birchie, tell us what your thoughts were on that 1-1 draw that you had with Aston Villa.
Game of two halves, really, I think. I mean, first half, I thought we were a better team. I mean, Stack scored an incredible free kick, which I don't think nobody expected to shoot. Not even Martinez. And then second half, I mean, they're always going to come out 5 in second half. I mean, being behind and being at home. And I think we just defended really, really well. And it was just a bit of a kick in teeth concede late on as we did. But I'd have took a draw.
It was the 88th minute, wasn't it? Tammy
Yeah.
Abraham. Yeah, so.
Bit of a poor goal to concede. I mean, it bounced off his knee and went up in top corner. So we defended well up until that point. It was one little mistake and he got a goal from it. We could see it coming because that second half, they had battered us, to be fair. I mean, we just defend after defend after defend. So when you're defending for 45 minutes, you're guaranteed to concede at some point. I think that's a problem. But So, I mean, before I predicted a 1-1 draw. I didn't think we'll lose to him. I couldn't see us beating him, so I got that perfect as well. It come in for me. So yeah, I think I'd take a draw. I'd take a draw at him. I mean, we just got to find a way to turn these away draws into wins.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, being down near us in the trenches, that is, the relegation area, you're going to feel like that. A draw's a draw, and at the end of the day, it's a draw against a higher team. So, and if you look at the weekend's action, pretty much all the teams around you, didn't perform quite as well. So,
so in that sense, it's a point gained. It just when you're 1-0 up for a majority game, for some reason, I mean, I know look at teams we've played away since we picked up as form. I mean, we've got Liverpool, Chelsea, Sunderland, Brentford, obviously Villa. These are all teams we shouldn't be beating at this point anyway. So to not lose to them and get a point off them, I suppose it's still good, really, isn't it? I'm guessing.
Yeah. No, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. So numbers are climbing. So for anybody that's joined us just slightly late, our show is a prediction show and we love your comments. So please make sure that you are liking and commenting on today's podcast so that we can discuss anything that you've got burning questions, and also we can interact with you in terms of your predictions for the coming week. So obviously we're still sitting on game week 27 there, and we're going to look at the next. I tell you what, let's look, because there's only a few of us tonight. Let's have a look at all of the games individually, not just our favourite ones, and then we'll go from there. So the next game down was a fantastic win away for Brighton, and our very own Brighton fan Dan will be very happy. Will be very, very happy about this. It was Brentford 0, Brighton 2, and they actually went 2-0 up in the first half. Danny Welbeck getting his second goal. Not second goal, another goal for Brighton on just on the stroke of half time, with Gomez getting the first one after 30 minutes. Anybody watch the game or?
I didn't watch it, but I saw the highlights and I thought that what's his name, Thiago, was very poor. I think he's a bit of one of those players that has a little good spell and then has fallen off. Kind of similar to Danny Welbeck in a way, because he'll have moments of brilliance and then other weeks he'll look like non-existent. And I think finally it might be time. I know this is not the FPL show, but if you've got Thiago, it might be the time to get rid of him, because I'm thinking of getting rid of him, because I think Brentford have fallen off a bit. And in some respect, for us, for Liverpool, it's kind of good because they're right behind us in the table. So we need to keep that gap as big as possible so we don't go any further down, because sixth is already bad enough. But I mean, I thought it was a good performance from Brighton. They deserve the win.
Yeah, no, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I'm just having a chuckle away at some of the comments coming in. So people are getting themselves nice and comfy. They've had their cup of tea and they're watching our show now. So Bob Dude is on. That's Brighton fan Dan. Evening, lads. Hope everyone is well. Brighton scored 2 goals, and I'm still shocked. So if anybody watched last week's show, Brighton fan Dan was on, and he was very, very unsure whether Brighton were going to score. But not only did they score once, but they scored twice. So well done to Brighton. I kind of got to agree with you a little bit there, GH, about Thiago. I had him I've still got him. I've had him for quite some time now, and he's not been coming up trumps on the old FPL recently. So I'm keeping him for now, but he's one that's probably looking on his way out. Mm-hmm. We've also got the City Empire is on, saying evening to you, sir. And that second goal was so embarrassing by Brentford, gave Welbeck a free foul. And Tom, being a very typical dad moment, we've all heard this joke before. Have you heard about Danny Welbeck's dad? Come on then, Tom. We won't spoil it for you. What about Danny Welbeck's dad? What is so important about him? If you don't know already, you're living under a rock. City are dirty little cheats. Oh, hey, City. So John in the comments there, and Bob Dude saying evening to Tom. Keep those comments coming in, guys. As our figures grow during this show, they can only grow with your comments. So please send those comments in. Ask questions for our pundits, and let's discuss your best games, your favorite games, your predictions, and so on and so forth as we go through the show. Fantastic little win there for Brighton, but like you said, Danny Welbeck, hit and miss. We will see where he goes for the rest of the season. Then we had a bit of a shock game. It was Chelsea, title contenders possibly, or at least up there, against Burnley, who are struggling down in that relegation zone. And amazingly enough, it ended with a 1-1 draw. I don't think anybody guessed this in the predictions league at all. I think it was a straight line of zeros across the board there. I think obviously the hit of the red card for Fofana getting sent off, late on 70 odd minutes. That obviously had a deciding factor to it, because obviously they scored in 90 plus 3, was it, for Burnley?
Yeah, something like that.
3, yeah.
It's crazy because I thought Chelsea were long gone above Liverpool. I thought there was no chance we're catching Chelsea, and we're now on the same points as them and looking like we could potentially, if we keep winning, go above them, which is crazy because I didn't expect that a few weeks back.
No. Chelsea's forms. The thing is, Palmer's back, and you'd expect a little bit more from him, especially in that game. Obviously, Pedro getting a goal early doors, which kind of put. When I watched a bit of the game, and I watched the first half really, and when Pedro scored, I thought, here we go, here comes the whitewash. Like 4 minutes in or something, I thought, here comes the whitewash.
Yeah.
Chelsea are going to stamp their ground, but they didn't.
Isn't this the typical Chelsea bottle that we've seen in recent years, where we've all thought at the beginning of the season, oh, Chelsea's such a big club, going to do well, and then they always, I don't know when or why, but they always seem to have a period where they struggle, and then they just never end up finishing top 2 or even winning or whatever,
It's the fact they keep shooting themselves in the foot. They've got 8 red cards this season.
Oh yeah,
8.
Yes,
that's nuts.
7 of them from that bleeding defender.
Mm-hmm. So they've got Sanchez sent off, Gusto, Chalobah, Fofana, Cucurella, Caicedo, Pedro, and Delap sent off. Also, fun fact, Maresca, if you want to make it 9 and include staff, he got sent off as well at some point. So
that is ludicrous.
They've had so many red cards this season. It's actually insane. I don't know how many of them are in the Premier League, but it's all competitions, I think.
8 in it in Premier League, because it's that couple of days saying most teams done, I think it was 9. There's 2 teams who have done it, and Chelsea's on verge of doing it with 11 games left.
Is that a record they really want to break?
No. It's probably about the only title they're going to get this fucking season.
The only record they're going to break, yeah.
Do you think you backed the wrong team to potentially survive? Burnley have been sort of
quietly
the last couple of weeks, haven't they?
They're
on 19 now. They're 6 points from.
No. They're not. West Ham. I feel like West Ham are going to be too strong for them to stay.
Well, you
thought 8 points from
Forest. Both of them.
They're 8 points from Forest, and they are 10 from Spurs. So they've been quietly picking up some points. I do think it's too late for them, but we've seen crazier things happen before.
I've just seen John's comment, and I can honestly say I don't think Wolves are staying up more than Chelsea have of winning the league. That is outlandish.
So let's jump on some of those comments. Obviously, Tom's finally told us what the punchline is. He was a bomb disposal expert, and he was called Stan. Stan Welbeck. James Hutcho's watching from Facebook. How are we doing, Hutcho? Hope you're well, mate. Great to have you watching. John Sullivan, surprised Brighton didn't get lost scoring 2 goals yet. Surprised at that. And surely Welbeck to World Cup now. Nah, that's all Calvert-Lewin's, I think. I think that's where number 9 is going to be well and truly him. Bob, dude, we'll come on to obviously the predictions for this coming week. But Phil, who is a player we should look out for on Sunday? Don't spoil your predictions for later, though. Mate, you need to watch out for all 11 players on the Forest team, mate. The way we're playing, running circles. But big name to keep an eye out for. Definitely Callum Hudson-Odoi. He's on fire at the minute.
On fire? I couldn't score against Liverpool.
Usual. But you had to cheat to win, didn't you? Players like Elliot Anderson, always strong in that midfield. But I'm interested to see Lorenzo Lucas start, and I'm hoping they're going to start him this weekend because he is a 6'7" Peter Crouch-esque player, and I think that will help, especially when we've got the likes of Amari Hutchinson on that right-hand side whipping him in, Callum Hudson-Odoi on the left-hand side whipping him in.
Isn't Chris Wood pretty tall as well? I know he's injured in a minute, but wasn't he another striker he used to have that was tall?
6'1", I think. 6'2".
Yeah, I was going to say, so maybe...
This is what I mean about Forest. I don't want to digress too much and go into Forest just yet, but, this is what I mean about Forest. Forest have missed. We're notorious for getting them in from the right and the left-hand side, but we've not got anybody in there.
Yeah,
yes,
so
we've got
now
he's a unit, but there's no height to him. When we had
maybe
Chris
he's
Wood
a good replacement.
When we had exactly. When we had Chris Wood there, he was slapping them home, not a problem. That's why
Tyrell won you before as well.
Yeah, but Chris Wood is a staple name. Everyone knows Chris Wood. This new guy, no offense, I've never heard of him.
He played for Udinese at one point. I think he's at Lazio as well. I think.
Yeah, but
I think he had fallen out at one of the clubs.
Until he starts doing something, most people, I can guarantee you, most people won't have heard of him. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just making a point.
Few more comments before we move on. Chelsea was never title contenders. They have 5 good games in them. City Empire there. John, got more chance of Wolves staying up according to the best pundit GH than Chelsea winning the league. I didn't say Chelsea were going to win the league. I'm just saying they were up there as title contenders.
They should have been.
And
so should have Liverpool.
If you're in the top 6, you're a title contender.
Well, I wouldn't say Liverpool are title contenders.
You're not going to get there, but you're still up there. And then apparently I'm a City fan now.
What? Where did that come from?
I've got more chance of being a Notts County fan than a City fan.
Whoa! You can't be saying stuff like that.
I can say that though because Notts County are in a lower league. They're not in the same league, are they?
Right.
So I can say things like that, but I'm saying I'm more likely to be that fan than a City fan. I will be going to the City game though next week. I will be going to the Wednesday game, so I won't be here next week. Someone else hopefully will be hosting, and therefore the figures will go through the roof. Although I've got the gift of the gab, I can't seem to get people to come and watch my show. So it must be maybe get Tom on. Tom's really good. That's what we need to do. He took over the Sunday show and his figures have gone through the roof. So well done, you Tom. John's also commented, I backed Chelsea to win it back in day when I was on show. Phil is a 20-team wanker. I'm really not.
20?
Really not. I couldn't keep a track of all that. My name's not Ushy, all right? I couldn't keep a track of all the teams that I support. Me and Phil at the same stadium. Will you be going City Empire? I hope so.
He goes to every home game.
For a quick beer or something, mate. That would be fantastic. But I will be there on Wednesday for that. I've never done the Etihad. Well, I've done the Etihad, but it was for a concert. It wasn't for the football. So that's my
he goes to every home game apart in the league. He doesn't do cup games or anything.
All right. Oh, fabulous. Yeah. No, I've never done the Etihad for a football game, so that was a real big one for me to go for that one. So next game, enough of Forest and me chatting crap. A bit of a boring draw. West Ham 0, Bournemouth 0. I suppose Bournemouth did Forest a favour by giving us that 0-0 draw there, and West Ham just getting 1 point instead of 3 points. And then
that's bad for West Ham. They needed a win ideally.
To be fair, there was a great chance for Ryan in that game. That new winger for him.
Yeah, he's good.
He did most of the pitch run and hit the post. So that was nearly an absolute worldie of a goal. But
in the end, man of the match went to James Hill for Bournemouth. So.
I told you if anyone watches the FPL show, you'd have heard my comments about James Hill, and he's a good defender, picks up good points. So I'm not surprised he got man of the match.
Is he in your FPL though, Jake? He is.
Yeah.
I was just saying,
Ryan's
gloating about him.
He's had 6 or more points in the last 6 or 7 games or something crazy.
John's commented, you know who else doesn't go to the City Stadium? That is City fans.
Yeah.
And I know I'm expecting at least 3 seats either side of me in the way end. And Bournemouth are shite since that fella joined the Cheats City.
Semenyo, yeah.
He's meaning
It seems John's taking that game really well.
Yeah, I don't quite know why. I don't know why he's taking.
Wow.
I think that's the next game, actually.
Which brings us lovingly on to the very next game. It was at the Etihad, or Emptyhad, as they like to call it, and it was Manchester City against Newcastle United, and that score ended in a 2-1 victory, and that was all the way from the first half. Really, there was nothing amazing happening in that second half. Nico O'Reilly slapping 2 home for City, and Lewis Hall getting 1 in between those 2 goals for Newcastle. And the man of the match went to O'Reilly as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, he played a midfield this time instead of defence, because normally he's a left back, I think. But he's played left back most of the season, but he's out and out position is a defensive midfielder, I think, and that's where they played him. So that's why he was able to probably contribute more, I guess.
Okay. There we go. There's an interesting fact from GH. GH has been swatted up this week.
Well,
facts and figures right about all this.
Well, I didn't know the answer to that. I was told that by the City Empire. He told me. So
okay,
I'm not going to take the credit for that one.
All right. Okay. So he's passed that credit on to the City Empire. Thank you very much for those facts there. So yeah, Newcastle. I know they're kind of that middle table team, but another loss. Surely there's going to be questions asking about the capabilities of Newcastle this season.
4 out of 5 losses, and their strikers, Watermelon and Wisser, are useless at the minute. I don't know what's going on.
Personally, they seem to go up and down, have a good game and game after the shy, and then they're back to inconsistent. They can't seem to put 2 together.
Plus, they're not good they're not good away from home. They really struggle away from home.
Not good away from home. How many goals did they score against Karabakh?
Oh, congratulations,
Karabakh.
No, I'm really joking.
They also scored 2 against Tottenham away, but we're in terrible home form. So
no,
it's
GH. Another great insult coming in from John. Wisser has been injured. You plank.
Oh, all right. Well, I don't keep up.
And Watermelon, taking back to German.
Clearly, GH has not spoken to his Newcastle source. He was only speaking to his Man City source.
What it is.
That's my bad.
Maybe you need to be having a chat with John before the show next week, GH.
All right, maybe.
On Newcastle. But 11th, 36 points, sat there with Sunderland, who have had a little bit of a bad form recently. And then the team that as soon as I put a 50 quid bet on this bleeding team, they start playing half decent. So obviously Crystal Palace there on 35, 13th. Newcastle mid-table. Surprised they are mid-table, to be fair. Not going to get at you, John, at all. It's not a dig at you, mate. But just with their performances and where they, how they're playing, I would have expected them lower down the table, to be fair.
To be fair, a lot of teams normally struggle with not because they're in Europe, just because the amount of matches they've got to play. But Newcastle seem to be coping with it all right, because they're not, as you just said, they're not in the relegation area, are they?
I think that just shows what the league's like in mid-table, though, because you can win a couple of games and jump up 5 spaces, and then it takes you quite a while to drop back down. So it shows how tight it is in that middle.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It does. Comment there from the City Empire. I think Forrest would like Watermelon, tall ex-Toon striker. No, he's wank. Wayne Earl's in tonight. Up the Rotherham, Matt Red White. Up the Rotherham. They're not in the Premier League, and they're probably not going to be in the Premier League this season.
Not with Hampshire being in charge.
After, to be fair.
Or ever if Hampshire stays.
Unless they manage to do a Wrexham, but Matt Hampshire would definitely have to disappear for that to happen. And John back in his team going, we will not get Europe next season.
Well, you can't say that.
I love that backing there.
Got to be positive.
City Empire giving a bit of normality to it all. Think if Newcastle didn't have injuries like they have, they'd have got something versus City. Bruno, his massive loss, always works his socks off.
Yes, Bruno injury is not good. He's out for a while, I think.
Yeah. So that could be a deciding factor on where Newcastle's ends this season, I suppose. But City getting those points, getting those valuable points that they need to put the pressure, the tight hold on Arsenal.
It is interesting that.
And it is getting tighter and tighter by the day. Then on Sunday, we had some fantastic games on Sunday. The first one being, just like I mentioned, Crystal Palace. As soon as I put that £50 bet on, they start winning. And Carl's somewhere in the background, in the midst of Manchester, probably on the bus on his way home or eating his Chinese.
That's the Thursday.
What am I going to do with this 50 quid that Phil's about to give me? It's Crystal Palace 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. So, GH, a little bit closer to you are not getting anywhere near Wolves staying up this season.
As much as Wolves didn't win that match, to only lose 1-0 to a team that have beaten Liverpool how many times this season? Twice, is it? They beat us in the final of the cup. So, I mean, considering Wolves have been so bad, that's something they've got to take from that, I guess.
No, not really, because Palace are dreadful as well.
Palace are dreadful.
Palace scored a 90th minute winner against 10 men. Let's not make it sound like Palace are suddenly good. They beat a 10-man team who got a second yellow for kicking the ball away in the 60th minute. Stupid red to get. He got booked twice in 3 minutes, kicking the freaking ball away. Idiot. And it's cost Wolves more stupid mistakes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Keep your comments coming in, guys. The more comments you give us and the more stuff we've got to talk about and bore you with for the next, we're on about 25 minutes.
Almost half an hour.
Now, so nearly halfway through already, guys. Let's move on to the reason why I am called Sweary Phil today. Nottingham Forest 0, Liverpool 1 at the City Ground. Well, anybody that watched the Sunday game, I'll come on to you in a second, GH, but anybody that watched the Sunday show with the fabulous Tom Brown, they will know how angry I was after that game. It still bubbled up right into Monday. I never normally get myself worked up so much. I'm normally quite level-headed, but that really knocked me off. At the full-time 90 minutes, the chart went up for 5 extra minutes. There was a goal disallowed by McAllister, funnily enough, because of was it offside or
no. So
that was the handball.
It hit the back of his elbow, and it hit his back. But the thing is, it's an interesting one because yes, technically it's classed as handball, but he couldn't have done anything about it. But anyway,
well, he could have.
We've seen a precedent for that this season, though, when Chelsea got a penalty against Fulham, when the guy's hand needed to not exist to give it away. He was given as a penalty, yellow card, accidental handball. So the precedent was there, and if you're looking for consistency, they at least had it there. But that wasn't the only drama, was it?
But then like 2 minutes later, in that extra time, Alexis McAllister gets another goal, which from every single goddamn camera angle at the City Ground, every single angle, he looked a mile offside. But when it came to that VAR decision, it was decided that a shoelace decision of him actually being onside. So it's absolutely bizarre to me how that was allowed. Not only that, but Forest absolutely dominated, I would say, 65 minutes of that whole game. Dominated. Going off a team that has had 4 managers this season, played absolutely awful recently, came out that game after the Fenerbahce game, absolutely on fire. They looked like a complete different team. Complete chalk and cheese from where they were 3 or 4 matches ago. To then be beaten in such a way by Liverpool. I mean, I can feel my blood boiling again. And I don't know why. I don't know why I'm so annoyed about it.
Well, I can tell you why you're annoyed because to put it in a short summary, Forest were the better team. They played better. They should have won. And although from what I've seen, it did look like he was onside, it's a stupid replay. It's a stupid replay that we get to see. I didn't obviously see it properly on cameras because it's the angle and it's very difficult to see straight away. So looking at the videos that you see, it does look like he was onside, but they don't really show you the best angle. They should really show you more angles of it to make things a bit easier to understand. But that's basically why you're annoyed, because nothing went your way when it should have done.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fucking disgusting again.
And I even when you know Forest have got unlucky when I'm even agreeing with you.
To be fair, GH, I have got to doff my cap. You did it on Sunday and you're doing it again, mate. You're backing it, and I like it.
I mean, I'm not biased.
The language is different the language is very different on Sunday anyway, but
I mean, I can be
at the moment. Absolutely fair enough.
I can understand why you were very annoyed on Sunday, and I can still understand why you're annoyed now, because for any club to lose like that, it is heartbreaking, and especially when you're in such a dire situation at the minute and you could go down. You know, you need all the luck you can get, and it clearly just didn't look like luck was on your side that game.
No. And that's why I'm hoping we're going to go into this weekend, and nothing against Brighton Van Dam in the slightest, but I'm hoping that we're going to go out and play like we played against Liverpool for that 65, 70 odd minutes and actually just finish the game. Because there's a few comments coming in. City Empire, nothing feels worse going a match losing or drawing to a last minute goal. Absolutely not. And then Forest deserved a point. So unlucky, dominated the game, just couldn't score. Seems to be a thing with them recently. Absolutely, mate. Yeah, absolutely.
And this is why your new striker is gonna hopefully change the way you play and change the results, I guess.
Well, I saw hints of it in the Liverpool game. The crosses, I think, a stupid amount of crosses came in from the right and from the left, but again, nobody kind of there. If they can carry on playing like that, they need someone like that, Lorenzo Luca, in that box. Bang, done.
Yeah.
The next Peter Crouch. That's what we love. A few more comments coming in. John saying Palace are crap, shouldn't exist, should go up to North, leave Macedonia just for having a fake rivalry. Liverpool are crap. All in block capitals from John there.
I mean,
time more like slot time. VAR cheating rats. Isak deserves the bin.
No. The added time was fair because there was a disallowed goal and it took time to check it. But the fact,
it shouldn't take time to check it. It should be a simple check.
It shouldn't take time, but the fact is, it did
take 2 minutes to check a flipping goal.
The only thing that's wrong in all of this is the fact that they've allowed the goal to stand when there's no concrete proof that it was onside. That's all it is.
I knew this was going to be a talking point tonight, guys. I knew it was going to be a talking point. Probably had it in his bet.
No.
VR taking time is poor. Overall, VAR is so inconsistent. So I saw a comment about people going on about Forest and saying Forest are being relegated. I know Bushy is a big advocate of Forest going down because he's a miserable old man that, you know, just I could say lots of things about Bushy, but I'm not going to because he'll sack me from the show. But somebody made a comment to me. It was earlier. Was it yesterday? May have been yesterday, saying, Phil, just think about it. If you do get relegated, you're in a league with a load of players that you've currently got, even if you lose a couple of your good players by dropping down into the championship, but you're in a league that you know you can dominate. You've not got any poor VAR decisions next season. You can do a little bit of a rebuild, but what do you need to rebuild at Forest? And you can come back up next season. So although I don't want to see Forest out the Premier League, I might get my season ticket again. I don't know. I might get it back next season.
No, here's the thing.
That's what I'm trying to be positive with.
They can say that, but there's no guarantee that you're coming back up. Look at, obviously Saints are on a good run of form at the minute, but they haven't been looking like they're going to get promoted the whole season. I know they've had unfortunate times, but look at Leicester. Like, you know, as much as yes, you probably will be the favourites or one of them to go up. There's no guarantee. Championship's not an easy league, and you don't really, if possible, you don't really want to be going down there just to say, we'll come straight back up.
I'm not saying I want to go down, not in the slightest. I'm just saying there's a few silver linings. Looking at our the past few decisions that have been made, looking at that Liverpool game, looking at, you know, the sort of teams that are in the championship, and the fact that we know the championship quite well. Silver. I'm trying to be positive in a silver lining. I've got every hope and every anticipation that Forest will stay up this season. But if we did, is all lost, really. It could be quite a nice, comfy season. And I might get my season ticket back because there might be a lot of people spitting the dummy out and get rid of the season tickets. I won't be getting rid of mine next season if we do go down. A few more comments coming in. Mersgoth is watching. Add another late winner to the Liverpool tally this season. Yeah.
Oh, come on. When's the last time we had a late winner?
John's saying rebuild these shipping containers. You leave my red shipping containers alone, mate. There's nothing wrong with them. Look at Leicester. Ain't they like relegation fodder? Yeah, but they're crap. Look at them.
Yeah, but they've had an unfortunate
Leicester,
period of time.
I have to be nice because, you know, I'm known to some big businesses in Leicester, so I'm going to be reasonably nice. But nah, it's Leicester, innit? Leicester are a poorly run now, though, absolutely. And Forest will stay up. Worst case, they come back up next year. Yeah, I think they'll stay up. City. I think we're all good. I think we're safe. I'm still holding on to my £50 bet that Palace are gonna turn and fall dramatically. Anyway, we must push on. We can't talk all about Forest all night long, although I would love to. Moving on, we had Sunderland at home. That is 2 losses at home. On the bounce for Sunderland, going off a team that have gone all the way through this season so far without a loss at home, get 2 on the bounce. This time it was Fulham, and it finished Sunderland 1, Fulham 3. Shocking when it was 0-0 at half time. Raul Jimenez with 2 goals and a penalty. Alex Iwobi with a goal in the 85th minute. And then, obviously, there was a penalty for Sunderland as well, with Lafay getting his penalty as well. So, full of penalties, full of goals. But unfortunately for Sunderland, being that home squad and everybody kind of backing a little bit, it went the other way. Are we worried about Sunderland? I don't think they're going to fall that far. But are we worried about their second half of the season, them dropping a little bit lower?
No, they've overachieved.
Yeah, I think they will drop. I mean, even Dan himself, he said that. He said he wasn't going to stay up there for the season. He knew they were going to drop off. But it's just the fact you lost to Fulham at home when your own form's been your solid all season, and Fulham's done you, and well, put 3 past them as well. It's solid defensive at home as well. So I think they've got to be worried a little bit, but they've done enough to stay where they are anyway. They'll be happy taking the table.
They've massively overachieved, and that's the main thing. They've got to be happy that they're going to be staying up next season, and they've got more points than they probably could have imagined. You know, so that's the way to look at it. I mean, yes, it is a poor loss, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it really means too much.
Yeah, it's only looking to next season that you could consider. If it continues towards next season, it could become a worry. But the current season, 36 points, pretty much at the 40 margin already with 11 to go. Tell a Sunderland fan that, they'd have been dancing on the ceiling. So,
yeah, no, I've kind of got to agree. You know, coming up and even in that good first half and sitting mid-table come the back end of the season, I think it's a very good season for Sunderland. It's amazing how the tides have turned within such a short space of time for them, and actually their home form's now a bit of a concern compared to their away form. But well done to Fulham for the 3 goals and a great win for them. Keep your comments coming in, guys. We love your comments. We love the fan interaction that we get on this show. We've also next got what was a bit of an upset. Let's have it right. The London derby. It was at home for Spurs at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Hopeful, maybe. Anticipation high. And absolutely battered is the only way I can think it. So, obviously, half-time, it was 1-1. It was a happy 1-1. And then second half, Arsenal come out and they just, showed you how you play football. And it ended up Spurs 1, Arsenal 4. Tell us, Spursy.
I mean, it's the same story. It's a lot of injuries, silly mistakes from backups. You have a situation where the manager's trying to get the message across to what appears to be Van der Ven, but some people are saying it's to drag us in, and is being ignored, trying to play higher up the pitch. Honestly, there were positive signs. We showed this thing called attacking intent and shooting, which we haven't seen too much of. Before the second goal for Arsenal, Xavi Simons had a great shot, great save from David Raya. We're seeing, in that game, I saw more creativity than I did in half the games I've seen from Spurs this season. So it's not all dead in the water, but again, sloppy defending, switching off. Paulinho, what he's doing for that third goal is a mystery. Just stopping the ball dead and just leaving it there in the box. Just don't get rid of it to the side. No, nothing like that. Just leave it straight in the middle of the goal. But it's players playing out of position with Paulinho, for example. You're not going to expect a miracle in the first game, but Kolo Muani finally finding the net twice. If it wasn't for Gabriel turning into a ballerina, then it might have been 2-2. But I don't know if anyone's got any thoughts on that, if they've seen that. Because the thing you see from all the Spurs fans now is they'll compare that to the Ekatike goal when Romero gets two hands shoved whilst in the air, and then all Colomani's done is place his two hands on the back, not really of any force. And one's been allowed, one's been disallowed.
I did see it, and I think
it's a pivotal moment in the game.
Gabriel got incredibly lucky, is what I'll say. I think it should have been a goal that stood because it didn't look like there was hardly any contact. He got away with murder.
It's the fact that one got given, one didn't, in very similar circumstances, is what really grains me as a Spurs fan. Mm-hmm. If you're going to say something like that, if you're going to say something, two hands on the back is a foul, then the Ekatike goal shouldn't have stood.
Oh yeah, I mean the Ekatike one.
But if you're saying Romero milked it and stuff like that, then that was even worse.
So Merz was cropped up in the comments. It's a soft foul, and Gabriel milked it. And
he did massively
from the Arsenal fan. So sitting there and kind of agreeing.
Phil, did you get a chance to see this? Do you have an opinion on it?
I didn't have a chance to.
I implore you to do so at some point.
I will do so straight after the show tonight. Obviously, after I've generated all the streams and all the clips, so people can watch it back day in, day out for the following week. But yeah, no, absolutely, I will have a nosy. Will I be just as annoyed as Liverpool being allowed that goal with the offside?
No,
probably not, because it's not personal, but it's bad. Yeah. What it looks like is he's got two hands like this, just to the separation, no force behind it. Like, it's two hands touching the back. By letter of the law, it's a foul, but there is zero force, and he throws himself forward like he's trying to score a try.
Yep.
So Bob Du's saying 100% was nothing absolutely shocking. The goal being overturned at 2-2, that's a different game.
Mm-hmm. I will say it wasn't overturned. The on-field decision was foul. It wasn't a VAR overturn, but
VAR should have overturned.
It's still disgraceful.
And that's where VAR, that's part of the problem with VAR. They need to look at VAR and make it work better. But
it's the fact that it needed objectivity.
I think that needed. Argue about VAR until we're all blue in the face. We've all got our VAR sob stories, haven't we? And it's a big shame, really.
My argument with that one is that a bit of common sense and objectivity tells you Gabriel's not been fouled there. But by the letter of the law, by what VAR's looking at, the rule says two hands on the back. I mean, it's two hands on the back.
It's kind of like
they've gone, well, the referee's not made a mistake here. There's two hands on the back. There's no force. There's no anything. And he feels like he's been completely two-hand shoved with... He's gone like that level force.
The only thing I will say, it's kind of reminds me with the Szoboszlai incident where the referee should have just allowed the goal, but instead he brought it back for a free kick and sent him off.
They just
don't use their common sense.
No, never do. Turbo Tom saying, so glad VAR isn't in the lower leagues. It's utter nonsense. And I want to do a special shout out before we talk about the relegation battle game that happened on Monday night. I want to give a massive shout out to John Sullivan. A blue sticker has come up, which means we've had a super chat sent in, $1.99 from John Sullivan. And he's put on their new what?
New striker for
Forestville.
£1.99. I will send it straight on, mate, and make sure that the Forest chairman puts that in the little kitty.
Marinakis is going to use that money to buy a new striker.
But massive
yeah,
shout
we'll use
out
that to pay off the next manager.
Massive shout out there for John for that super chat. Thank you very much. Feel free, anybody wants to add more super chats, please feel free to add them in. Again, your comments coming in tonight. Fantastic viewing numbers and climbing up as the show goes on. I know we've waffled a lot. The final game, bit of a boring game that happened last week. Relegation battle, definitely. Two very poor teams. One lucky goal from a Tesco shopping bag. It was Everton at 0, Manchester United 1. We won't talk much about this because they are scumbags. And we're not talking about Everton, even though we've got GH, the Liverpool fan, in. We are talking about Manchester United.
I backed Everton,
And wow, that must have been
always
bad.
But I never back Man United, never have, never will. So
I did have Man U 1-0, so I got 5 points.
You got your 5 points, which we're going to come on to very shortly about that second set of 5 points that you got this week. So happy about that. It was 0-0 at half time, and on just over 70 minutes, Benjamin Tesco decided to slot one home. A little comment I saw, a funny clip. It was Ruben Amorim going, "Look at that, can't believe it. I set this perfect squad up for Michael Carrick and then decide to upset the upper management. They get rid of me, and now Carrick's basking in my hard work." So, yeah, apparently Ruben Amorim did all the hard work. I bought in Cunha, I bought in Umbermo, I bought in all these players, and now somebody else is taking
If he did all the hard work, surely it's not rocket science to figure out what the tactics are and stuff. If Carrick can do it, why can't he do it?
And there's the perfect little bit of GH logic going right there. That's because Carrick probably is more relevant to the football game than Ruben Amorim is. Probably. He's far more relevant. I'm not saying he's an amazing manager because I don't really know much about him as a manager, but he's relevant.
Yeah,
and
well,
he's one of those player managers or former player managers that is relevant, and that is why he's doing so well at Man United now.
Yeah,
because of his relevant knowledge.
I mean, it is concerning. They have even back in the Amorim times, you have to go back before Christmas to find a time they lost in the league, which is kind of crazy. They got a lot of draw.
They just haven't got the win. Yeah, they just haven't got the win.
Just kept drawing against Wolves, Burnley. I think Leeds as one of the more positive ones in there.
The bit that just pisses me off is Bushy just gets all above his parapet again. You know, he starts talking about, "I told you, Sesko. I told you we win the league with Sesko."
No, but
I know.
Phil,
but it's
Phil,
annoying,
you've got to
mate.
look at this opportunity.
They're not going to win league, though, Alex.
No, exactly. Look, this is an opportunity. What's going to happen is he's going to start getting carried away into next season when Carrick turns into the next Ollie. You know, they got excited at the end of the season. We're going to win the league with Ollie, and then it's back to, 6th and round of 16 match getting knocked out.
Yeah, then wheels fall off again.
Yeah. You know, Carrick's at the wheel, and, well, we saw how that went.
Crash it.
Yeah.
I mean, before we move on to the predictions, looking at the table, Arsenal sat there in first place on 61 points, a clear 5 points ahead of Man City in second, who are then a further 5 points ahead of Aston Villa, who are sat in third, with only then 3 points between Aston Villa and Man United in fourth. Chelsea fifth, matching points with Liverpool. And then again, another 5 points behind before Brentford are catching up with them. So, yeah, I think it's pretty clear cut as long as Arsenal don't bottle it. But yeah,
they got the game in hand. They still play each other. Whoever wins out wins the league, kind of.
Yeah, I think that's been the general conversation between Carl and City Empire and Mers and everything. That game, I think it's the back end of April. is kind of the deciding game, really, isn't it?
Unless someone trips up, they could trip up.
You never know. You never know.
Both teams going on 11+ unbeaten runs or winning runs. Bar that game, will it happen?
Probably not, but
Tough
you
to
never
say.
Yeah, probably not. Turbo Tom's on. So glad we are in the lower leagues. Should round it up to £2. For fuck's sake, John. No, absolutely. Thank you very much. And up the Dorkin. Sod Spurs, Luke. Come on, Dorkin.
He missed the intro.
He did.
Tom, you missed the intro. I did a whole thing with it.
He did miss the intro, indeed. So we are flying through this show. We're actually 50 minutes in, boys. We've been talking about last week, game week 27, and the show's a prediction show. So let's get straight into it. Let's get to the happy chat. Lots and lots of viewers tonight. So what I want everybody to do that is watching tonight, please, with every game that we shout out, we would like your predictions for this game. Okay? It's a bit of fun. It's a bit of enjoyment. And you never know, you might actually get it right. So we're going to start off with Friday's game. And the Friday's game is Wolverhampton Wanderers at home at Molineux against Aston Villa. I'm going to go straight to you, Bertie. What are your thoughts on this game? Again, guys, in the comments, give us your predictions for Wolves versus Villa, please.
Villa's been a bit up and down, haven't they? But they're against Wolves. They're going to bounce back. They're going to do what they've been doing most of the season. So I've gone for comfortable. I've gone for 2-0 Villa.
Sorry, I put my mic on mute as I was coughing my guts up there. So Bertie's gone for a 2-0 Villa win. Obviously, Wolves sat on that 10 points. All they need is one more point to draw with Derby. With the least amount of points to go down this season. Hopefully they'll do it and Derby keep hold of that very poor, very, very, very poor result. Very poor, what's the word? Come on, give me the word.
Record.
That's the one. Thank you, GH. I'm getting too excited when we're talking about Derby County getting such a bad record because guess what? I hate Derby. Aston Villa, they're my kind of little side that I've got a bit of a soft spot for. I can't see them doing anything really against Wolves. I've gone for a massive 3-0 Aston Villa win against Wolves for this week's game. GH, what's your prediction on this one?
Sadly, I have gone against Wolves, for anyone wondering. I can't back them anymore. They're just not good enough. 2-1.
2-1
to Villa, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And Spursy, Luke?
GH, where's your faith? Where's your faith?
When they can't win, like in however long, you kind of have to lose faith at some point.
But Spursy not losing faith. You're going for one.
Villa have been rocky, and Wolves have sort of been up and down recently.
I know they're going to
City red card, otherwise they'd have picked up another point.
So
and would have already tied said record. I have them tying it this week.
I know Aston Villa are going to fall off. Well, I feel like Aston Villa are going to fall off soon, but I just don't think this is the game.
Bob Dude in the comments, FFS, GHY, and didn't want 5 points anyway. Well. And obviously Mers going with a 2-0 Villa victory on that one. Just having a look at a few of the other people that are in our predictions league. We've got John Sullivan going for a 2-1 victory on it. Hutcho with a 3-1 victory to Villa. Sunderland Dan with a 3-0 victory, just like myself and Bushy. And Cole with a 2-1 victory to Villa. So apart from yourself, Sturmy,
Derby scores weird things. It's a West Midlands derby, big rivalry at Molineux. I'm thinking home side fight for everything they got there.
Maybe. We'll see. The next match, I can't even say in form to either of these two teams. Very interesting. A Bournemouth versus Sunderland. Obviously, Bournemouth being at home at the Vitality Stadium. So that's a positive for them. But it's Sunderland, hit and miss. Birchie, where are we going with this one, mate? This is Bournemouth-Sunderland.
Yeah, like you said, both teams out of form at the moment. Can't get no consistency together. So I've just gone for a boring 1-1 draw.
Boring 1-1 draw. GH.
I've also gone for a draw, but you're safe. I've gone 2-2.
Oh, well, that kills me. That kills me, mate, because I also went for a draw.
Hey!
Well, I think both teams have got a couple of goals in them. I think they've got the capability, so I think it'd be back and forth, but nothing too extraneous. So I've gone for a 2-2. Spursy, what have you gone for?
I have picked a winner, and I've gone somewhere in between with a 2-1 to Bournemouth.
Ooh,
2-1 to Bournemouth. So our Sunderland fan Dan won't be happy with that. He's just like I promote massively, back your own team. But even Sunderland Dan has not backed his own team this week. And he's gone also for a 1-1 draw, not backing his team. But it paid off for Birchie last week. You didn't back your team, did you, mate? With a 1-1, and you
went
got
1-1. And it paid off. It paid off for me.
I got robbed last week.
Maybe I should 3-1. Maybe I should start thinking about going against my team, and maybe I'll start earning some more points on this predictions league. Who knows? Okay, so that's everybody's scores in for that. Again, guys, please feel free to stick your comments in and tell us what your scores are. Bob Dude has also gone for a 1-1 draw. The next game, down at the bottom there, Burnley picking up the odd point now, and they are at home. Are against a hit and miss Brentford. Is Thiago going to slap a few home? Who knows? They're at Turf Moor, so obviously Burnley have got the home advantage. What's our predictions? I'm going to flip this around a little bit. Let's go straight to Spursy and Luke, please.
I have this being a close 1-1 draw. I don't see Burnley saving themselves, but they are going down with some dignity.
Okay. Another draw, aiming there. Let's go for Birchie.
Yeah, this one was tough, and I'm going to go a draw, but because I've got Thiago in my FPL, I'm hoping he gets a couple of goals. So I've gone for him to nick it 2-1.
Well, although I obviously put my predictions in nice and early, I don't copy anybody or anything like that, because that's just pure cheating. And I'm not a Liverpool supporter, so I don't cheat.
wow.
So I also am banking on getting 5 points and catching you up, Bertie, in that predictions league. And I've also gone for a 2-1 victory, hoping, anticipating, crossing fingers and toes that Thiago slaps a couple home and gets me some proper points this week. GH,
I think
out of misery. What have you gone with?
I think it's going to be 1-0 to Brentford. I do think Thiago won't score though.
Another dud
Do you
week.
think it is going to be Dango Watera then?
It's going to be Potter.
Lewis Potter.
Okay. So he may. Well, yeah. I'll tell you what. If Thiago blanks again, I'm going to give him less time than I gave Haaland. So he might be another one going out of mine next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get on to the real games. I would say real games.
Real.
I'm hoping Liverpool can then see. I've been bad-mouthing Liverpool all week based on their performance, but I've kind of got to hope that the cheating rats do one over on West Ham. It's at home for Liverpool. So it's Liverpool versus West Ham United. GH, I'm going to come straight to you as it's your team. Where are you going with this one, mate?
Notoriously, we do well against West Ham, and we're the home team, so I've gone 3-1.
3-1, an absolute spanking. I would love it if Liverpool could do that, especially if we can manage to get a win over Brighton. That would be ultimate fantasy for me. Absolutely. Okay, so 3-1 was that, GH?
Yes, to Liverpool.
To Liverpool, obviously. Let's go with Birchie.
Yeah, I've gone for the same thing. Hoping West Ham don't pick up any more points. Try and get a bit more gap on them. So I've gone for 2-0 Liverpool.
2-0 Liverpool. West Ham not scoring at all. Spursy, where are you going with it?
The Lukes are in agreement. 2-0 Liverpool. Again, definitely no bias in this prediction. 4 points is quite the gap, so I'm just hoping that gets a bit bigger.
Yeah, I mean, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place at the minute. Obviously, West Ham closing the gap on Forest at the minute, so I'm hoping that they lose. And at the same time, I've got to try and draw myself to back the team that cheated their way to 3 points last week. So I'm not that hold a grudge at all. I'm banking on a Liverpool win, and I have gone for a 2-1 Liverpool win over West Ham. I think it's going to go 1-1 quite early doors, and it's going to be another late winner for Liverpool. Probably a hairstring offside or onside decision, as it may go. Bob Dude, for fuck's sake, GH, 3-1 Liverpool. I fancy them at home, notorious for scoring at home. So Bob Dude's also gone for a 3-1 victory there. So unfortunately, Bob Dude, another 5 points not coming your way. Next game, Newcastle against Everton. Obviously at St James Park. So, Newcastle at home. Everton just a bit like that this season so far. Where are we going with it? I know John's going to probably give us a 63-0 win to Newcastle, possibly. Who knows? Birchie, what have you gone with?
I've actually gone for a comfortable Newcastle win. I've gone for them to win 3-1.
3-1 Newcastle. Very, very interesting indeed. GH.
2-1 Newcastle.
2-1 Newcastle. Lovely jubbly. Spursy.
2-1 Newcastle.
Way!
So Spurs is not getting anything there. However, I'm just looking at this game on our predictions league. 1, 2, 3, 4 people have gone 3-1. 2, 3, 4 people have gone 2-1.
Way!
Our predictions league, and I'm one that's gone for 3-1. So,
damn it!
Me and Birchie getting those 5 points this week could be very interesting. Could be a change around even more on the predictions league come the end of game week 28. Let's fire straight on with Leeds United, the mighty Leeds United at home against Man City. Birchie, come on. Are you backing your team this week?
I wanted to. I really did. I thought about it, but I also want them points for that prediction league. But I've not backed us to lose because here's a stat for you. When we played under the floodlights at a late kickoff at Ellen Road, we hadn't lost. And I don't think we're going to lose this weekend. So I've gone for a 2-2 draw.
A 2-2 draw. Before we move on, a few more comments flying in. For fuck's sake, GH 3-1 Liverpool. I fancy them at home. No choice for scoring at home. Mer saying I was originally going to go 1-0 Brentford. Phil, is it too late to change my predictions, or are they locked in? 2-1 Newcastle. So
No.
Guys, and then 2-1 City, close game, but think Haaland will push us over. And not in form, Haaland.
I hope so, because I need some FPL points.
I think everybody does, but I've got rid of Haaland now. So.
Yeah, I've still got him.
Same. I got rid of him a while back.
Please. GH, what are you going with then for the Leeds Man City game?
I think Leeds will score, but they will lose. Sorry, 3-1.
3-1. Okay.
This guy.
At least it's not 3-1
though.
Spursy?
Yeah, 3-1. I'd even remembered that you caused Haaland triple captain to fail in the first half of the season. When
I remember, yes.
I just feel they are. Also, I just don't want Arsenal to win the league, so I'm predicting a City win no matter what. But yeah, just 3-1.
I'm going for a bit closer. I am going for a City win, but I'm going for a bit closer. I've actually gone for 3-2. I think Leeds are going to put the scares up Man City. I think they're really going to put the scares up Man City. And I think it's going to be, last 10 minutes, mad gas, mad grab, and City just pinch it at the last end. But I think it's going to be a very interesting game to watch. 4 more games. The next one is Brighton and Hove Albion against Nottingham Forest at the Amex Stadium. I'll tell you where I'm going with this straight away. boys, you've got to back your team all day long. And I'm backing them that much. I don't think Brighton are going to score, even though they are at home. I have gone Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Nottingham Forest 2.
Ooh.
Sorry, Dan. You know I love you, mate, but you've got to back your team, mate. You've got to back your team, and I think we can do it. I think we're on fire, and we're gonna quash a lot of problems and quash a lot of people's perspective on Nottingham Forest over the next few games. So. Birchie.
Well, you're going to like me, Phil, because I've gone for Brighton 1, Nottingham Forest 2.
Come on, sunshine. You know,
I
a man who happens to be top of the predictions league now. Yes, Bushy, if you are watching, that man in the top corner, I'm going to spoil it right here because he's made me a very happy man. Luke Birch is now top of the predictions league. He caught you up like he said he was going to do, and he's annihilating you now, mate. Absolutely annihilating you. That's because he knows his football, he's got good ball knowledge, and he knows who's going to win week in, week out. And another fantastic answer to the Forest game. And just like Turbo Tom as well, look at that. Turbo Tom going with a 2-1 victory. Loving it. Come on, GH. We know that you're backing.
Right, so
of the Liverpool game, but come on.
I have also gone 2-0, Phil. But
yeah, you've gone 2-0 the other way, haven't you?
But you already know that I haven't predicted 2-0 for us, so you're safe. You're safe.
Yeah. Okay. So GH going.
It would have been better if you didn't know my score before the game.
It would be better
when I said that, but there we are.
Yeah. And Sturmy.
I know that Brighton have recently discovered where the net is, so I have got them scoring. They haven't forgotten that quickly. 1-1.
1-1. If Bob Dude is on. Sorry, I wanted to hear what your prediction was, mate. Back at you. Haha. I don't think Forest score. We scored 2. I said mine. 2-0 Brighton.
Oh no.
A true rivalry going off there. I can't wait to see your very upset face on TikTok. Guys, if you do not follow this guy, make sure you following him on TikTok. He's Brighton fan Dan. You've got to watch him on TikTok. He goes to most games and he does an after-match reaction. Whether it's a win, lose, or draw, that man is always on it. Whether it is 4 in the morning or it's straight after the match.
It's not going to be a win, is it? Because
fantastic.
Not going to be a win this week when you predicted the same as me.
Well, yeah, that is very, very true.
It's not going to be 2-0 to them yet. How do you... It's the Twins thing. They're back on twin telepathy, isn't it?
Is that what it is? Yeah, twin telepathy. I like it.
Oh.
Last couple of games then, guys, because I've realised that we are going massively over on time. We've got Fulham, who battered Sunderland last week, at home this time against... relegation, trying to battle their way away from that relegation area. We've got Fulham at home against Tottenham Hotspur. Spursy, come on. Tell us what your prediction is, mate.
Listen, it's Fulham at Craven Cottage are an intimidating team. And it's at times like this, with a new manager and a squad that are heavily injured, that have to just listen to Phil and go blind faith 2-1. Tottenham win.
Tottenham win. It's going for it.
Ooh.
I like that, mate. I like that mentality. I like the fact that you're backing your team. Unfortunately for you, mate, I've gone against you. I think the home crowd are just going to be too much for you. You're going to bottle it. It's going to be 2-0 to Fulham. Sorry, mate. Going to have to do it.
Yeah.
Birchie.
Well, I've also gone 2-0, but... Luke, I've gone 2-0 to Spurs.
Ooh,
interesting.
I think they're going to pick up a better thing. They're struggling at the moment and they realise what danger they're in. I think they're going to pick up 4. I've gone 2-0.
GH? Fan of that.
Luke, I have also gone 2-1, but to Fulham, so you're safe.
It's like
gives me a confidence boost.
It's like X Factor or something when everyone's like giving the verdict on whether it's a win, lose, or draw. Turbo Tom's also going with a Fulham win as a 3-1 victory, and he's put.
Will you make it through to boot camp? GH
through to boot camp. Yeah.
Talking of, how is your boot camp on piano going?
Not that great.
Oh, time's crunching, GH. Not long now.
You got
April.
Just under 2 months, or just over a month.
Just over a month.
I know. Got to get practicing.
Next game, relegation battle there for Manchester United at home against Crystal Palace. Just want to put this out there. Bushy has gone for a 3-0 victory for his United. But there's somebody who's actually gone a little bit more out there with this one. Now, I mean, being the fan that this person is, I'm kind of not surprised really. But at the same time, I mean, this is right out there. This is almost like, shouting 7-1 from the crowd. Well, Spursy, what did you go for, mate?
4-0.
4-0 victory to Man United.
What are you smoking?
Man United. Palace don't look good. Palace aren't good. Man United are in form.
Is the United Strand told you to say this, mate? Is that what it is?
No, it's not. It's not the 5th game. It's not their time to choke yet. It's not the 5th game.
No, I know, but
it's only game 2.
Bounce, won't it? It'll be 2 on the bounce, and all that hope and anticipation will come to his lovely little squidgy face again. And I
think Palace are out of ideas. They've got enough points, I think, to survive based off where they are. They're 10 points clear, but I think they're out of ideas, and they are going to be preying on the next manager.
Wow.
Well, very, very interesting. Turbo Tom's gone with a 2-1 victory to United. GH, where have you decided to go with this one?
2-1 Palace.
2-1 Palace.
He never backs United. He says this.
I never back United.
That is interesting. Never backing United. You really aren't, are you, mate?
Nope.
Against Crystal Palace. Okay. Birchie?
Yeah, I've gone for a Palace loss. That's because I'm hoping to catch them and knock them into that relegation battle and get us further away. So I've gone for a 2-0 United.
Ooh.
Nice. Well, I've only gone 1-0 Man United. I think they're gonna do it. Again, I'd love to see Palace go down, and it's nothing against Palace. I've just got 50 quid bet on it. So I'd love to see Palace lose against Man United. But I do know one of our fans, one of our avid viewers, one in our prediction league will be very happy to see Crystal Palace the downfall really take some pace, and that is Bob Dude, and he's gone with a 2-1 United win over Palace because he wants to see that Palace downfall happen. And then the final game of the weekend is the wonderful, I would say wonderful. It's probably, to be fair, it's probably one of the biggest matches of the weekend, obviously after Brighton and Forest. It is the Arsenal versus Chelsea match. Interesting one, this. Interesting, the wide variety of scores that people have gone for on this one. So we'll start with yourself, Birchie.
I've actually gone for a close game. The derby, and it all could happen. I think Arsenal's still going to win it. I've just gone for a 2-1 win, Arsenal.
2-1 win to Arsenal. GH, where are you going on this one?
Originally, I thought Arsenal were going to win convincingly. It was going to be like 3-0 Arsenal. But then I changed my mind and I was like, actually, it's one of those matches where anything could happen. So I didn't really know what to go for. So I just went 1-1 draw.
A 1-1 draw? Spurs doesn't look very impressed with that. Spurs is thinking maybe a draw's a bit of a challenge. Be interesting to see what Spurs is gone with. Spursy, what are you saying?
1-1 draw.
That is the real reason why Spursy is in gasp of it all.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Shaking his head like Wano. I want to tell everybody that I've also gone for a draw. I think Chelsea have got a bit in them. I've also gone for a draw, but I've gone for something a little bit more interesting than 1-1. I've gone for a 3-3 draw.
Bloody hell.
I think it's going to be the game to watch this weekend, and I think it's going to finish Arsenal 3, Chelsea 3. I think it's going to be full of interesting goals. I think it's going to be full of controversy. I think, Arsenal probably going to score from a couple of set pieces. And I just think it's going to be a absolute mad game. all in all. So I want to thank everybody for their comments tonight. Your comments have been fantastic. We have had fantastic views tonight. I don't know what's happening this week, but there's obviously nothing on TV, and everybody's decided to watch our show. There's been some great numbers watching the show. Some fantastic comments coming in. I just want to go back to the 1-star comment. I want to thank John Sullivan again for his super chat in tonight's show. Some fantastic comments coming in, some great punditry. I want to thank my 3 amazing pundits tonight. I've got Leeds and Luke Birch. We've got Liverpool Rats, that is GH. We've got Struggling Spurs down at the bottom there from Luke. This week, you've got Sweary Phil. Next week, I will not be here because I will be at the Forest game. It will be somebody else that's going to step in for me, hopefully. And don't forget, we are KB Terrace Talk. And KB Terrace Talk is not just about the Premier League. KB Terrace Talk is about every single team that you could even think of, including Dorking Wanderers. That is our Sunday show. Our Sunday show is our phone-in show, hosted by the wonderful Tom Brown. What a legend he is. Fantastic Sunday show. It's a call-in show. You can just come on. You can rant and rave about your game at the weekend, and then you can get on with your Sunday evening. That's a fantastic show by Turbo Tom. We've also got Monday Night Millers, which is all about the Millers, which is Rotherham United. Up the Millers. Hopefully Matt Hamshaw should be getting kicked out very, very soon. We usually have a Tuesday night show with it's the after-match report of what's happened with Monday Night Millers. And we also have our Thursday show, which is a midweek Millers show. Do not forget, though, Friday night with the wonderful Mers is the FPL show. So if you want to know anything about FPL, you want to know when's the right time to triple captain Haaland, which is never. You want to know when to play that free hit. You want to know when to put your bench boost on. Then log in on Friday for the FPL show with Mers. We've gone slightly over tonight. I want to thank everybody once more for your comments tonight. I want to thank my pundits for tonight. I want to thank John Sullivan for that season ticket chat for me. And a final word from a couple of our fans. Great show, gentlemen. Phil is an absolute natural at presenting. And night, lads, great show as always. Well done all. Phil, well hosted as always. And as I said, thank you for the kind words. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you all on the next show.